I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, did everybody have a chance to look at the minutes from last week?
I did.
I didn't say anything, but
I move to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman, unless you had any corrections.
I couldn't see anything wrong with them, so it's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Passed 3-0. Okay, any commissioner comments and committee reports?
I have none.
I'm none.
I didn't have any either. Okay, well, Stacy, we're gonna get right into here.
After reviewing both of the bids, I'm going to suggest that we go with the local bid of Foster Ford for the 2017 Ford F-350 for $40,675.
Amount again, please.
$40,675.
I think I want to just say for the record that isn't the low bid, but it was within the margin of acceptability for, and that's a local bid, and
Right.
we try to give preference to them when possible.
It's
So
a $700 difference.
Correct.
Okay.
that is where we have Ford trucks maintenance and maintained, warranty work. So I'm comfortable with that. Was there any other differences between the bids, or?
No, not on these specs.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the truck?
Well, if we wouldn't be getting our service work done from other trucks that we bought in other places, they're good enough to do that because they can put you off. $700 is $700, but in this case, I'll go along with that. So, there's been a motion been made, or we just?
No, I need a motion.
Mr. Chairman,
I move to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept the bid from Foster Ford. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Then you'll notify Shawnee Mission.
Yes, yes, I will.
And then that truck will be ordered in, I presume, or?
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an F-350 with a regular pickup box on it. Is that a dually or single axle?
Single. Mhm.
But it's just built up, beefy, strong.
Right. Because if we had a dually, it would be harder to back in out there at Effingham where you have to back up against that wall. It would make that more difficult, so we want
And that will come with the trailer lights, the harness and everything. Okay. And, snow plow, have you got that, or?
I don't have it yet, but it's got the snowplow package for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that.
Okay.
Also, while I'm here, I just wanted to comment that we have had all of our state inspections for the year and we didn't get any violations at all.
Good.
6 inspections, no violations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And to your team. Make sure your team.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we had a little pizza party for celebration, so that's all
I
have.
mentioned to Seth that you was in about the pile,
Mhm.
and he is afraid that he's gonna hit it and break it off, and I think he talked about maybe getting Mark and Jeremy to come out there and maybe see if they could. He said they all think it's in a different spot.
Yeah, I figured I'd go find him this afternoon and we could get together and figure out what we're gonna do.
I think a day like today, if there's nothing else, if you got some slack time, it needs to be at least get together, do some
Yeah.
brainstorming, see what you can find out amongst yourselves, and
Right.
maybe there'll be a consensus once they're all there,
Mhm.
and say, hey, remember when? And
Yeah.
it needs to be found.
Well, we'll
So,
try and, get together this afternoon if I can get a hold of him.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Have we, collections all good? Current, pretty current?
Yeah, I mean, you always have some, but yeah. I can always kick out another list to him if we want to
I'd
do
like to
that
see it,
again.
I'd like to see another list.
Okay. You want the ones that are over 60 days?
Yes.
Okay, yep, I'll do that.
All right, thank
Just
you,
email
dear.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we are running early, so we've got to come on up if you want.
Well, it's the same old thing. I talked to Bill the other day down there. And I've been up there several times about a couple roads and some bridges. And they never seem to be able to get mowed. Never seem to be able to see get any riprap or anything taken care of. On the old highway that goes east of Ben Corpstein's and turns to go to Ernson's. It used to be the old highway. It never gets maintained, it never gets mowed. So I haven't done anything for about 3 or 4 years, and I went down the other day, I said, well, I guess I'll just go ahead and take care of it again. I spent 14 hours on that road, mowing them trees back, mowing the brush, so you can get up and down the road. And I stopped by Bill and I mentioned, maybe I could get 8 little culvert signs, to mark culverts. And of course, I was denied by Zeph. But I've been to him several times. That's his road. That road needs to be fixed. There's potholes in it. He doesn't mow it. I mow it. And mine doesn't start till the end of the gravel. I put a culvert in where the road goes up to Ernson's, Mike Ernson usually asks me something about it. Bob Penning usually asks me something about it. So I told Bill, I went and took care of it with our stuff. And I bladed it when I was done. But, you would think that he would
You
give me
bladed-
little signs.
You bladed the,
Where are you?
Yeah, to get the rest of the brush and stuff, I went and took my blade up there, our blade,
but
the road grader, and got stuff off the road so people can get up and down that road.
I thought this was an asphalt road.
Well, it's an asphalt, and then when it goes south, that's gravel.
Well,
correct?
it's all asphalt.
Oh, it's
but
all
I raised the blade just to get the brush off.
I see.
Instead of trying to take that big loader down through there, because the blade can see what he's doing. The loader can't see what he's doing.
Oh, it was,
But I mean, it needs to be gravel. It needs gravel on it. I mean, there isn't hardly no highway there anymore. But, I don't know if Bill went up and down it, but you can get up and down it now without scratching anything or whatever. I mean, we spent some time on that road. And about every 3 or 4 years I do it. And I don't ask for nothing. And I asked him, the little marker signs, because there's a tube down there on that road that needs to be marked. And I was gonna mark him, and then he says no, Well, nobody told him he had to do it. Well, he don't wanna do it. He ain't done it. This 17 years I've been in here. And he just barely mowed it once this year, about that far on each side. But he's never maintained that road or fixed it. Now, I know Corpstein's go in and out there and tear it up, but something needs to be done to that road. And then these bridges I talked to him about, I've never got any riprap on the sides of them. There's no guardrail there. And a prime example is Sheridan Road and 262nd. That bridge, a 5-ton weight limit, and that bridge has been outdated for so long it needs to be replaced. There's
we've
a
got
gas
lots of
line
this.
that goes down the side of it, and it's all metal now. There ain't no plastic or rubber coating on it. And I went to K.S.A. today and told Brad about that, because up by where Mrs. Wolf lives there, the gas line is like that far down in my ditch. It's all exposed. And that road is always a mess for me. And I'm getting ready to fix that road. I got 4 tubes put in that road and get it fixed up. And maybe that'll stop my problem. Because every time it rains hard, I gotta go fix that road. It's impassable. So hopefully this will fix it. But there again, it needs riprap on the sides. I mean, I've dumped riprap on that side. And then down there where Bill feeds his cows, that's a little old bridge. There's no railing on the sides of these bridges. And that's a hill. And it's a federal mandate now. They got to have guardrails. And I've explained that, I told Matt Dorson that, you know, and nobody wants to do anything with these little bridges.
These are, I'm sure the older bridges would be grandfathered in. I think if you build a new bridge, you have to have guardrails.
Yeah,
But
but if somebody falls off, goes off to the side of them in them ditches where there's nothing there.
had there been
County's gonna
guardrails
get
before?
sued.
Had there been guardrails before on these
No,
bridges?
they're
There's never
just
been
wood plank
guardrails.
bridges, but they're eroding on the sides.
Okay.
I mean, you know, I've dumped stuff in there.
Well, I just wanted to be clear that something wasn't knocked off, or because some of these bridges people knock off guardrails because of,
Well, they did that to Owl Creek. I
Yeah.
mean, you know.
see, and so that's what I was
It's got a
wondering
new
if.
bridge down there now,
Mhm.
but it just, you know, and, you know, you got your little water crossing down below Runkey's. It's eroding on the south side, on the river side of it. I dumped riprap in that, you know, and I know he's been up here, been a pain in everybody behind about fixing that, but I mean, I'm the one that takes care of it, you know, I mean, cause Zeph or Matt don't ever seem to wanna do it, go down there. But I mean, you know, when I go ahead and do it, I mean, and I ask for a little favor, 5 or 6 little old signs, and I know he's got used ones out there, and then he denies me that stuff. And then I get the same old comment, well, nobody told you to. Well, somebody's gotta do it. He can't seem to get her done. I mean, I know you guys had the big mower breakdown. He's still got that other mower out there, that side mower on it. But it don't
Which is
ever-
broke down now.
Broke down, that's why he come up this morning, it's broke down
Well,
now.
you know, we don't ever see it down that way, very seldom. They were down there last week and finally mowed. I mean, 2 years ago, I'm the one that mowed Sherman Road. I mowed it all the time. I didn't have no problem with it. But I mean, my theory is, and the way I grow up, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back or whatever, you know? But I don't seem to get that out of this guy.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you said that one deal had been in the making for 17 years, and Seth's been here for 3. So
Well, there was
This-
Matt
this-
Dorson, and there was, what's his name before Matt Dorson?
I mean, it's been an ongoing problem. It's not just been with Seth. I mean, it sounds it's almost
No.
like it's been as a personal thing, but it evidently isn't. I mean, unless it's been a personal thing with every director that the county's had.
Well, it just seems like nothing happens down in our area. Took me a long time and a lot of arguing to finally get that bridge being replaced down there. I kept telling him, you know, 3-ton limit, I crossed that bridge with 12, 13 ton. You know, it's gotta be fixed. And so now we're getting it done. But I mean, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, you know, just a little bit of riprap, you know, whatever. I mean, I can get the riprap, I have no trouble putting it in there. But I mean, I want my back scratched a little bit if I'm gonna help him, you know? The same way I told Matt Dorson. Well, Matt Dorson told me nobody told you to do it. Well, you know, that ain't the answer I wanted to hear.
What size tubes? Are those county tubes, or are they small enough that they're township tubes
What's that?
that you want to mark?
Just little bitty tube, township tubes. One of them's your big tube up there on the old highway.
Now that would be county responsibility, I
I
would
mean,
think.
it needs riprap on it too. I mean, that's why I wanted you to drive.
He
drive
was,
through
he
it.
was gonna go down and look. Now, whether it was gonna be today or not, I don't know,
Yeah.
but he
But
wanted to go look
I
at
put a
it.
tube where you come off of 218. I put a tube there because the water comes down through, and I put another big tube down at the bottom. Fingal wouldn't give me the tube, but the other tube's further up. So I put a tube there. I ain't had an issue with that road since. It all washed off on the north side. Water come down there, go across the road. And, you know, I tried to show the FEMA guy. They said, well, if there wasn't a tube there before, we can't put one in. I said, okay, whatever. So, I mean, I'm trying to get all of them fixed up. You know, I've almost replaced every tube in our township and stuff. And I try to keep them maintained the best I can. The river road ain't as best as it could be, but
It's not bad.
Nobody travels it. You know, they go down there and tear stuff up. That's what they do. Shoot the signs all over. Every one of your signs on Doby Bridge is shot up. You know, but
How much maintenance do you do on the road that, once the old highway went south, and goes that way. That's where you cut a lot of brush, correct?
Yep. I
That's
did about
There's not too much
5 or
traffic.
6 years ago.
There's not too much traffic on that, I don't think.
Just farmers.
Yeah.
You know, farmers go down through there, but I mean, now that you guys got that big mower and stuff, I mean, it's a piece of cake, but I mean, but still, you know, it's never been closed or anything. So, you know, and then I talked to Dolores about that other road there by Fox's, and they got gates up down there now. That road they could have got FEMA money and fixed that road up where you go through there.
I'm surprised we
But
haven't
these
heard
don't want
about
nobody
that.
back in there. They got wild hogs running loose and cows. Open range down in there.
Sounds fun.
I mean, it's just,
Is there any place that the county and the township could work together and say, okay, you take this little bit of road and we'll take this little bit of road, help you out, help us out?
well,
Help
that's
point
what I
out.
try to do anyway, Bill. But it's like, you know, when I ask for a couple little bitty deals and then they no, you know. Well, just like over this sign deal. I said right in here at that one meeting, and I have no authority over stop sign, I mean, or speed limit signs, and then we talked about the school issue. He calls me up, he said, can you put them signs up? I have no problem doing it. You know, he said he didn't have the time to get them done. And so then I turn a bill in for material and I don't get paid for it.
I was thinking maybe that shortcut over there, like a, mile and a half off the highway, if maybe the county would take that over and we could do some swapping. Because you gotta go a long ways just to hit that little
You
strip.
talking about Rooks Road?
Yeah,
That don't bother me anything going through there.
I know,
I mean,
you
I
gotta,
replaced
you gotta
all
go,
the
you,
tubes
you
in.
gotta go a long ways just to hit that, mile strip of road?
It ain't as far as clear down to Oak Mills.
Are you just talking about maintaining the roads, or are you talking about actually swapping them, I mean, on tax rolls or the official designation?
Swapping maintenance, so I don't know if you can do that legally, I don't know.
I think you'd be getting into
We
a
talked
lot of
about
headaches
A
there.
couple of years ago or whatever, I thought about,
Matt,
what's his name, Fox.
oh,
He's wanted blacktop. You know.
now that's the guy that's got the distillery?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, the story behind all that, P.J. Cummings sold that guy that piece of ground up there, so that road would have to be rocked and maintained. That's the only reason that he sold that piece of property.
that's true, because PJ told me that, so,
Mhm. So,
plus he got pretty good money for
but
it.
it takes us about 20 loads of rock. Yeah, you know, about what we put on that road. And then we maintain it and a few other loads here and there. But it takes a lot more rock down Oak Mills. That road, they party down there and tear that road up. Bill knows, he's been down there. They tear that road up down there. But it's like 40-minute a trip to load rock down there. Gotta go up down them hills and go all the way back and then come back. So, but that's part of the deal, you know, that's part of what we took over, so. But, I mean, you know, it's, you just got those few little bridges that need some riprap, and, you know, I mean, like I told Bill, I have no problem getting it. I got access to riprap, all I want. I got a whole quarry of that stuff. And, you know, when I told Bill, and then Bill was meeting last night, said he wasn't gonna give you no signs. I said, well, that's kind of BS, you know. But
I think my comment was what he said, well, I won't give them to him, but I'll sell it to him. I didn't ask him what the cost was, or he didn't say what the cost was. But then I got to thinking, were these small tubes or were these big tubes? Because if they'd be big tubes, they'd be county responsibility.
no, they're small tubes,
Well, then
2-foot diameter tubes.
I think anything over 2 foot's county and anything under is township.
Yeah,
And then
over
we
4 foot.
Over 4 foot? Oh, I didn't think.
Well, that
Over
was-
4 foot.
Yeah.
We don't handle no 5-foot tubes. Not that I'm aware of.
Is 4 and under the township, or is it 4 and there's a lot of 4-foot tubes. Where is the break?
25 square feet of opening required. So even it doesn't matter what size the tube actually is, it's what the engineering says is required
Oh,
for it. But
okay.
I think when I took over, it's like anything over 4 foot or something like that. Now, I don't know. I mean, I think I've got a couple 5-foot tubes there on Sheridan Road by Tom Wagner's. Not Tom, yeah, Tom Wagner. I think I got a couple tubes there, and I'm not sure if they're 5 or 4s. They're big tubes, I know that. And I put another one in over on Rooks Road. There's a big tube over there. But I had to do something. I mean, they caved in on me. So. And then Trigo Road there by Carl, I had a tube washed completely out of the road. Red Darrington called me one night.
That's
Said,
the road.
"You ain't got no tube in that road." "What do you mean?" I said, "It's gone. You got a big ditch." I said, "Oh, I had to go down there and barricade it."
Yeah.
But,
You say that's Trago?
yeah, it's right in the county line road. That Quonset hut that sits on the Leavenworth where Kansas keeps their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right over there, there's a road and it takes you back to 210.
That's the road I was talking about, if we could do some swapping. That's Trago Road.
Yeah, I mean, there really ain't nothing there. I mean, I think we put like four or 5 loads of rock on that road.
There's not a whole lot of usage on that road either.
And then it goes on up the dirt road up between 2 earnings, you know,
Yeah.
go back to Lee's.
Yeah.
I blade that area down, clean it up, cut it down through there. And Richard Lee used to always raise hell, "Stay off this road, I don't want you back in there." You know, what do you do? I'd go ahead and clean it up anyway, so.
I'd put a minimum maintenance sign on that road if it's me, but
Well, they shoot them up, tear them down, and everybody down there knows you can't go through that road.
yeah,
As soon as you get top field, you gotta turn around.
it's true.
But anyway, that one bridge on Sherman and 262nd, that needs to be on the list of getting replaced.
Sherman or Sheridan?
Sheridan.
Okay.
I mean, the gas line runs right along the bottom of that bridge. And I told Brad about today, because that gas line's only like a foot deep.
How much does that drain? Quite a bit.
That road's a mess.
So it couldn't be a 8-foot tube.
No, you got all that water comes from Sheely's Tavern down through there. There's a lot of water comes down through there.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's something to look at, see if we can get on the list. I mean, it needs to be replaced. I mean, along the sides, you got little concrete curbs along the side. And it's deep down in there.
What's currently there? Is it
It's a concrete bridge.
concrete bridge? Is the structure breaking up, or what? The actual
It's just
structure?
old. It's old. The weight limit's like 5 ton, and I mean, I go across it, but it ain't structurally. It's getting depleted pretty bad.
Well, we should have we had them all inspected, so we should have a
Yeah.
rating on it.
Yeah. We've got so many bad bridges and culverts in the county
Oh
that,
yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, he might look at them little wooden bridges, but I mean, where Reese and Thomas live, where you come down 5th Street to get on, that's what is it, Raven Hill Road there? Just as you turn left to go to sewage and it takes a right and goes down through there. There's a little bridge down there, and I mean, it's washing on the other side, so I mean, that's what I said. I mean, I have no problem getting a riprap put in there, but I mean, you know, I'd like to have my back scratched a little bit, you know. I didn't think I was asking for too much, you know, for what I did, because he's never got down there and did it, and I don't think he ever would. But he needs to look at that blacktop road.
He did say he was going to look at that. I don't believe it was today, but he didn't really say, but I told him about it.
But it's getting bad. I mean, it don't help. Corpstein's got a feedlot there and goes in there, and that tears it up too, you know. But it might be something you might want to look into, just graveling it or whatever.
He
Sure.
did.
Yeah,
he mentioned that.
He mentioned that of grinding it up
Grind it all
and
up,
gravel it.
So,
He did mention that.
but
Well, he said, would then that become, the township would have to patrol that, or would that still be a county patrol that?
I think his words was it needs to be ripped up and rocked and turned over to the township.
I ain't got no problem with that, but they need to rock it first.
Yeah.
Because it's got some concrete tubes, not tubes, but inlets, you know, with the tube under it on
Mhm.
the south side. I mean, it ain't that big a deal. I mean, I've been mowing it anyway, but I can't run no blade down it. You know, you tear it up.
Okay.
I mean, you still got that road that goes up through Urgen's and all that. And, you know, that's your guys, that ain't mine. They always come to me, can I clean it up again so we can get up down in hay season and time to get crops out? So, I do it. I mean, he can let me know whatever, but so like I said, some of them with bridges, they need riprap. The
Okay.
Joy's on that side, I'm gonna dump probably 4 or 5 loads of riprap in there anyway, because I got a tube going in there. She's got a 12-inch tube that's plugged up. Well, when that water comes on that side, it washes and goes down the road and all that, it just, you can drive up that road and look, it's a mess. It's like that every time we get a big rain. And, you know, I'll spend $300 or $400 fixing that road up every time it rains. So I'm taking, at the point now, we're gonna put 4 40-foot, 2-foot tubes in. And hopefully that handles the water. The tubes they got in there now, little 15-inch tubes, and that
don't carry much water.
Well, it depends on the rain, like the rain we got last night, you could have 2 3-foot tubes. It'll
Oh,
probably.
yeah, but we've had 4 rains like that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and we're gonna get a lot more. The way with this man-made weather or whatever they're talking about. We're gonna get a lot more than big rains. They're spotty, but still, they, you know, it's like you, they cost money to fix. I'm hoping what I'm gonna do, give us a little relief. I mean, they raised hell with me a little bit for putting that tube there by Kilkenny's, but I ain't had no more rock go across the road. It's settled it, you know. And I was talking to Bill last night, they need to do a little ditching down below, because all that water goes down on the west side of the road now, the way it's supposed to go. But then some of that stuff was already filled up, but it needs to be
Dug back out.
ditched. Bob Hanna, got mad because someone went across his road down there when the water can't all get through that tube. So, but it goes where it's supposed to go now. It used to just go right down around the corner and all that rock went on the road. So it's helped it a bunch.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Here at 1:30, we've got to call
That's
the,
all right. I just thought I'd, you know, put that here to your attention or whatever.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
see you
Greg.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's 1:30, and I call the budget hearing to order, if that's the right terminology. Any questions?
We have one. You want to discuss it, Ray, or?
From an extension standpoint, we do appreciate your verbal support and your financial support. And everything. Just as we make presentations, of course, as far as still
Hey, check this out.
housing. If anything ever comes up, of course, in the world of housing for extension, we could probably use some ideas or
That's
some
not
suggestions
a-
on
Oh,
that.
that's outside.
But anyway, I compliment you guys as far as what you try to do, and what you do as far as the challenges you have with road and bridges and bad bridges and other issues. I'm not.
One thing I want to, we put another capital outlay, and see, I thought you had the money, but the money is here until you need it, so
Yeah.
now that should be $10,000, shouldn't it? You have a
Probably
book,
coming in 15,000.
15.
Or close to it.
Yeah.
I think it's be the 30. Appreciate that, yes.
okay.
Mary, do you have some questions, or? Wow.
It made it tough with the tax lid, And I didn't think it would work, but when we called all the departments in, and all of a sudden some of their wants or needs they didn't feel was quite as important as somebody else had to cut something, and I took a lot of positive out of that meeting. We don't know how long this tax bill is gonna, if it's gonna get thrown out next year, or, but it'll affect us next year probably more so than this year because everything goes up in price.
Jack, did you have anything you want to say? I can't think of anything I want to add.
You can close the budget hearing.
Okay. I'll hereby close budget hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I'd move that we adopt the budget as presented.
I'll second that, Mr. Chairman.
It's been moved and seconded to adopt the budget as presented. Any further discussion on this? With that, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. Okay. Well, county councilor updates.
Have a pre-hearing conference tomorrow on AT&T. I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Any discussion with the bond council?
No, I did not, and I should have. I did not get that done.
Maybe we get an update next week.
I thought you was gonna get some details and maybe have them come up and talk to us. Or...
Yeah. I should. I will do that.
Okay.
Okay. Don't point it out. I skipped an agenda item. I didn't have my glasses on. I'm sorry. Is there any old or unfinished business before the board?
Well, that kind of falls
Yes.
into what he just said, but
Any public comment? And we've got executive session set for 1:45, so is there anything else before the board till we go to executive session? I hear crickets.
I'll think of something as soon as I get tired. We should have
Yeah.
discussed. What did everybody think of the big eclipse yesterday?
In Monroe, you can just see a little bit before the total eclipse. Just between the cloud, you better look fast.
That's what we were.
I mean, it did get dark, and neighbors rooster crowed. and-
My wife was running back and forth, and I had it on TV where up in the corner it had a little picture and it showed it, and then it showed different areas of St. Joe. And then when it got dark, I looked out and okay.
I think probably the highlight was actually seeing the totality. You could actually see the dark coming across. It was in totality for a
Then
little
the
bit,
shine.
and then you could see the sun,
Yeah.
the shadow coming towards you, and without seeing the total eclipse. I mean, that was kind of the highlight, was seeing that. So it's pretty cool. I'll remember it. So that between that and hearing about all the traffic, so
Well, in 7 years, you can drive down to Texas and watch it.
and then be part of the traffic.
I did notice they was showing different school kids. There was more glasses off than there was on. Very few of them had glasses on, and here they are. So I thought, oh my.
I think that's one thing about, since the kids weren't in school, schools weren't liable if the kid came up with eye problems the next day.
These
Just
kids,
saying.
These kids were in school. I think one of them was Liberty, and they showed 2 or 3 different schools. Maybe at Parkville, Liberty, Parkville, and there was another school.
Was the ambulance service needed much, or?
Nope.
Good. That was my biggest fear, is major wreck, looky-loos stopping on the road and being,
Want to know if no injury accidents, everything was fender benders.
I was told out here, you know, coming across the bridge, you got that stoplight, then you go up by Bliss Mason, you got that stoplight. The lights weren't coordinated, and I guess they was having a mess down there because the bridge was having green light, but they couldn't go because they had a red light up here, and I guess people was aggravated and started going right and left, and
That was our understanding of it. I didn't have eyes on that particular situation, but that was the radio traffic. Also had a kind of train tie up Omaha Junction there in the middle of it too, which did not help.
oh,
yep. Yeah, that's the only complaint or problem that I heard was right out there.
I think we had a lot of pass-through traffic too. A lot
There
of
was-
people going to other locations through here.
I was surprised coming, I was in Effingham probably about 10 o'clock in the morning, and the traffic coming from the south on Edwards, and I thought, and these were Texas cars? I mean, odd. How were they finding this road to come up on? And a lot of them said that, I think what happened is 75 was so bad at Holton, they bailed off,
They just
they went
cut
east, and then they're looking for the next place to really come up. I think Bourbon Road got a lot of traffic, and you know, they were looking for less traveled roads to come up through. One guy I stopped, I thought he was lost, and he says, no. He said, do I look like that much of an out-of-towner? And I said, well, a Mercedes car in Effingham looks like an out-of-towner. He got a big kick out of that. Of course, he was Johnson County. So,
With GPS, you can find a route around anything.
yeah. I think with the amount of traffic that passed through, I was very satisfied with everything. So, and if we would have had the perfect weather, how many more would we have gotten? I think there was a lot of people at the last minute probably chose other destinations or stayed home. So, okay. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming, Ray. Harry?
It's always interesting to watch, to see, and if people are interested, and somebody told me, you know.
I'm glad I have to eat crow because I think the fair wasn't affected by the Saturday sale. Tuesday night may have been a little bit light, but then Saturday was humongous, or Friday night.
Friday
excuse me.
night.
Friday night was humongous, so I think it made up for the difference.
A lot of good comments all around.
And I attended the sale, and I thought there was record-setting prices.
Yeah, I couldn't complain.
Carnival was so clean. I wish they'd bring it here when they have Billy
Just they're
Earhart.
too expensive. Oh,
Well, yeah, you kind of get what you pay for, but I just thought there was just a whole different atmosphere and fresh take on the fair. So I don't know, part of it was just new carnival and just, but the food court tent was a big hit. That's one of the big things that I heard compliments on the fair. So it was nice to witness.
it was a nice night too, Friday night.
Oh,
Buy a
every
tent like
night.
that, And then Wes could put it up at different special events. or
No.
something like that.
Hey, I want to ask you a question,
Yeah.
and I know what you're going to answer, but we're going to let it go in one ear and out the other. I felt like a cheapskate not passing out candy because I noticed other vehicles behind us were throwing candy out of the back of their vehicle. Now, how much would I get slapped if county commissioners did that next year?
Oh, I mean, it's a safety issue. I mean, so there again, I didn't watch the parade, I was over on the grounds, but I know one, that elected official, not you, that I noticed.
Yes.
Yeah, oh man, I mean, you get old, I get more mature or something, and you just, some kid under a wheel, it's just.
Well,
not
it wasn't
a picture I wanna see.
It wasn't just that. I seen
Oh, I
several
know, I
other
know.
ones. And so I didn't know whether that was just hadn't been pressed anymore, if they changed
Well,
their
we
mind.
had one
or-
They haven't
idea.
changed, but it's just, as you will know, people
Press it.
know what they want to know. Oh, I didn't know.
Well,
It's on.
Michelle had a good idea I really liked, but we didn't think about it, or she didn't think about it in time. She come up with the idea of maybe having some county employees walk along, and I think that'd be great PR, and I think it'd be good.
I think it's a
But
great idea.
like one day before the parade, it's kind of hard to get that, but now we got more time that,
So it's a safety, it's a liability.
Yeah, I can
issue.
understand that.
I mean, you understand that. So I'm not going to stand here and say, I mean, it's just not a safe practice to be throwing candy from a moving needs to be hand walked. And not only just the fair, I mean, even other festivals where you see that, it just needs to be stressed that, man, you are taking on liability yourself as
Yeah,
a
'cause when the-
person and your liability of organizers.
When the candy comes, them kids come out 8, 10, 12 feet and they want that candy.
Yeah.
Something for Westport. Emergency or whoever.
That's all family. All of it.
Thank goodness.
It worked, I mean, fair went well, they thought, and, you know, saw all three of you there at different times, and
Yeah, I
Good
was there.
weather, good
I didn't
weather.
make it Saturday night. I had other plans, but every other night I was there. So looked busy.
it's
Thank
about
you.
put away for another year.
Thanks, Corey. Okay. Pat, is that the one we'll need? Yep. Okay.
So when the Stranger Creek drops, the rest of the road will open back up.
How much rain, what was the largest rainfall out west?
Nortonville, so measured, because I don't have a rain gauge down by where you live, so I don't know.
We had like 6 1/4.
Did ya?
So we had about 6 at, did overflow my rain gauge, you know, is that?
Lost power in Atchison, I heard.
I think they did lose power in action for
Well,
that.
ours flickered many times.
There was
I see
1,000
some
years
trees.
without power for a short time.
Some trees down there like McDonald's was broke over, so they must have had some wind as well.
40 mile an hour at 128 in the morning was the highest we've ever had, the highest we had during the storm. And 40 mile an hour, I wouldn't have thought would have done that. But I have saw there were several trees that were down across streets here in town, tree limbs, not whole trees. And then we had a couple out in the county too. The highest rating, we had 4.99 inches here in town, 5.12 in Nortonville, 3.8 in Effingham, and Lancaster had 4.12.
I had 6 in my house.
And you had 6 in your house.
I heard Clem's
I
East
heard Clem's was
had
right
8.
next to you, but on top of the Jackson Farmers, which is where I have a weather station, they only got 4.12.
That's about, I think what Dad said he had, but I
Yeah.
was wondering if it was
So, no, he's probably right, because he's up a little north, so.
I think definitely from about heavier east of Effingham, because we had 3 at home, but a lot of people real shortly south or east had 4 or better. We had 2-3 along the highway by Muskota where we farm.
See, I
so-
don't have a weather station out there because I wanted to, but I got one out there.
Right. Something like that, you know, it's just, sometimes it don't matter in a small rain, but when you get these big ones, well, how much more is up north? Or I don't think that we had the problems down along the river and stuff this time.
No,
out there.
Out there all drains the Delaware, and then you come east 10 miles and everything drains into the Stranger.
We went up to that place at Hiawatha Saturday night and ate, and I was surprised how dry they're dry up there. Their crops don't look as good, and they have fantastic crops.
Yeah.
The Cabin, I think, yeah, that's the name of that
And
place.
Kind of both have less rain than we have.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
you all around Burn and stuff?
Yeah, we went out to
Yeah.
Corning a couple weeks ago to get some pipe for posts, and I was amazed. There, a lot of corn was chopped. Some of it didn't look like it would even make much. Looked like it was about that tall,
Yeah.
eared out, but nothing, you know, looked like an ear. It was just,
Around here is taller than me, and I mean, it looks healthy.
yeah. There's places that hurt, but I think in the fields it goes from terrific corn to not very good. But all in all, I think it'll be a pretty decent crop.
I agree. And this rain's helping the beans. So not so much the corn.
Yeah.
Corn's already made.
Okay, well, we have it down to have an executive session here at 1:45. So do I hear a motion to go into executive session?
You got an announcer to be here.
Hmm? Well, it would be
Oh, okay.
whoever's.
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Do you want to read that, or?
You can go ahead and read it.
Well, it says the motion is I move that the Board of County Commissioners recess into executive session at 1:46 p.m. to discuss personnel matters of non-elected personnel as allowed by K.S.A. 75-4319B1, and that the purpose of the closed session is to protect the privacy rights of the employee, and that the board come out of executive session at, how long do you, 20 minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
15?
2:05.
Hmm?
2:05?
2:05 p.m. in the commission room, first floor of the courthouse. Those present will be the three commissioners, Pat Henderson, Wes Lanner, and Jamie Madison. Do I hear, is that the motion?
That's a motion.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0.
Get the I know yesterday, and it was,
We're back on.
last week we got
Thank you.
last week Michelle got an email from CIC that has a procedure on getting some tax sale data,
Yes.
and we tried to look at it, but neither of us have the permissions.
I think we
We,
So,
kind of
go
did
ahead,
look
I'll
at some
interrupt.
stuff.
So
Okay.
she called me after she got it, she sent the same email to me. And there was one permissions checkbox,
Back on.
right? Or was it two?
It's
There's
on.
two boxes that I had to check mark to give her access to be able to do that. And apparently we've never used that in the past.
Yeah, no, I think
I
this
didn't
is
even
what
know-
we've
I didn't
been
know.
asking CIC
We're supposed to say no
for
action
a year,
taken to it.
Yeah.
and
You
they've
don't
had
have
it.
to.
And they
Okay.
didn't tell us.
Yeah.
And without that email, I never
It don't
would've
hurt,
known that we
but you
had
don't
that
have to.
capability because it's
Well, you-
thousands of lines.
When you couldn't tell from their documentation, from their
Yeah.
handbook. Is it possible for me to get that and for Roger to get it? Because Roger is going to be doing
Roger doesn't even have the CIC application, but we can install it on his computer. He doesn't have TAS. We can install it on his computer and set that up. But mostly everything he gets is from the Orca. But we can set him up with TAS and give him those permissions to be able to do that. It's easy.
Because it looked like it would be helpful because it identifies the vacant properties
And
separately.
when I was talking with her, we fixed hers, we also fixed yours. So if you log in there, you should be able to see.
Did you do that today?
No. Friday,
I
Thursday.
I didn't have it this morning.
So maybe I need to look at the optional menus, options. Because I know there was one that I think I wanted to verify with Connie because it was more of a
Setting up
collections
the list.
setting. But I think we gave you, I think we
I
did
thought
do
you could
read.
read everything,
Mhm.
just couldn't write, so you couldn't make changes. Because we want to limit who can make changes in the system, because that's our live database.
Mhm. But I thought we changed some options of yours.
The first one was,
Have you logged out and logged back in? Do you leave it up on the server?
I don't know.
Like every time you get off the server, do you load out of CIC?
Yeah.
And then every time you get back in, you log back in?
Yeah.
Okay. If you didn't, then your permissions would never change no matter what I did. So that's what I was asking.
Well, and sometimes it
Times it out.
installs an upgrade.
If you go to the collections and then down to the tax sale one. and
Do
you
the
go over
delinquent
to
tax
the-
sales.
Right, and then go over to tax notices on the very bottom. Is there an arrow beside it?
Tax foreclosure is the bottom one. I don't have tax notices. It doesn't look any different than what it was.
Okay.
So maybe by not giving them the right authority, you can read but not write, it doesn't give it to them. So I can go back in there and check like that. And we'll see if it gives it to you. So if you don't have it by, I don't know, next 10 minutes, let me know and we can figure it out. So I'll just run to your
That's
computer,
fine.
log into the meeting.
Absolutely.
Well, after the meeting, I'll go check and look at yours and see how we get there, so.
Okay, absolutely.
Is it possible for me to get a printer that I can print to in her office from here?
Mhm.
Can you
show me which one it is. We can do that after a meeting.
Well, after the meeting, we'll go in there and I'll download the correct driver for whichever one you want to do. And we'll, I mean, is your meeting going to be very much longer?
No,
I think we're.
I think we're basically done.
So if you just bring your laptop on there, it's on the server. Do you want it on your laptop or do you want it on the, if it's on your laptop, it'll be fine. As long as it's next to the wireless.
It's for if I type something here, I need to
Correct.
print
Yeah.
it, so.
Well, no, I'm just trying to, I don't care what you need, I'm just trying to make sure we can do it. So yeah, as long as you're connected to the wireless, you'll be able to print along your printer. Or all of them. In fact, you could bring the one that used to be back in the commission room back here. They just said they didn't want it.
I don't think it would get used very much. Where is it?
So now that Josh is using it for a printer.
If someone's using it, I think
Yeah,
it
I
won't be.
if I could,
Yeah, absolutely.
it would be really occasional.
Okay. All right, well, I'll be in her office whenever you're done, and we can connect for you. And
Okay.
make sure your permission's right.
I'll talk to you too.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do we got?
This is the appropriations. This is the second payout for appropriations. I have 10 different accounts that I'm paying out of. And I just need approvals on the purchase vouchers. So,
Is that partial payments or is that?
this is partial payments, and every one of these will have a remaining balance for a third payment.
Do you want me to read through them and, or,
I don't think that's necessary. I mean,
Just-
I have a spreadsheet in my computer.
okay,
They know they're getting them, because this is money that's been allocated through appropriations from you guys to them, during the budget season last year.
So no votes
The fair
required.
board, the fair. I think there's 10 of them that I'm doing second payments to. And then all three of these will have that payment in December.
Do you want me to hand these back to Michelle?
yes. An assembly line.
Okay. I just didn't want it to go the wrong direction.
Sure.
Jack.
There you go. Thank you.
And how many we got?
There's 10.
Seems like more.
Yes.
Okay, with that, is there any other business to take care of? Pat, do you have anything further?
I do not.
Okay. With that, do I hear a motion to adjourn at 2:15?
I so move, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded. All of those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Pass 3-0. We're officially adjourned.
This one needs to find the trash.